How's it going out there, YouTube? My name is Jesse, and I am the curator for the Golden Age, and this is another...
Lost Heroes of the Golden Age.
Yes, this is another Lost Heroes of the Golden Age, and in this video, we're going to be...
You recently checked your subscriber numbers?
Not lately. Why?
You have over 400.
That's fantastic. Okay, as I was saying...
We should do a special video for it.
For 400? 400's not a milestone number.
You've never had 400 before.
Can't exactly argue that statement. What did you have in mind?
Check the book.
The book again?
That page right there.
The Eye? You want me to review The Eye?
Absolutely.
I've heard worse segues into reviewing things.
Are you familiar with this material?
Yeah, how am I supposed to properly review something that I have no knowledge of?
People on YouTube do it all the time.
That's a topic we're not even going to begin to get into. Okay, as the voice is having us do, we're doing The Eye. This is a really weird creation. I don't know what sparked this. I mean, it's not technology based. It's not exactly supernaturally based. It's not even really a hero. In 1939, the heroes hadn't really kicked off anyways. I don't know what prompted this. Most I can think of it is since it became in Detective Eyes, Keen Detective Stories, a private eye. But that's taking the idea of a private eye way too literal. Not even a dozen issues, 11. In the last couple of issues, I think that they tried doing a different format. They got a different artist, or at least pen named different in the last couple of issues, and tried to do something different where it seemed like it sidelined the main character more than putting him front and center of his own stories. But yeah, I can't even begin to get behind the logic of what does this. It's not supernatural. It's not metaphysical. It's weird. I'll let you come to your own conclusions on what even prompted the idea of this. The most I can think of is someone took Private Eye way too literally. Private Eyes didn't have the power that this guy had. Okay, so let's go ahead and look into The Eye. The Eye. The Eye first appeared in Keen Detective Funnies Volume 2, Number 12 in 1939. The original publisher was Centaur, and he was created by Frank Thomas. Now, originally, I wasn't going to do a lead-in for The Eye because there wasn't that much outward material to talk about it, but I did find a few things. Now, he did appear in Teen Detective Comics Volume 2, Number 12, and Volume 3, Number 1. 11 appearances total. And here's a weird thing. He appeared in Keen Detective Funnies Number 18 through 24. I don't know what volume that is, because it's not Volume 1, 2, or 3. And this 18 through 24, I can't find an issue before 18, and I can't find an issue after 24. So I don't know if they added up all the issues from Volume 1, 2, and 3 and then started over with 18. I really don't know. I haven't counted all of the volumes from 1, 2, and 3, but that might very well be what it was. Now, The Eye would move on, and a number of the characters from Keen Detectives at that time would move on to Detective Eye Comics. Now, Detective Eye Comics might have been able to go on for longer with the Eye stories, but it only lasted 2 issues. Now, the Detective Eyes in the last issue from Keen Detective Comics, it was created by Mark Scheidinger. He took over and did the last 3. He also would introduce Jack Barrister, the young attorney, who would go alongside of the Eye. But in the last 3 issues, Jack Barrister kind of took the front and center, while the Eye looked more like Jack's sidekick. It seemed more like the Eye wasn't the feature of the story anymore, even though it was named after him. The Eye has a lot of powers where he seems in his issues he becomes less powerful as he goes. In fact, he has more power in the beginning and less than as after that. Now, in the Keen Detective comics, the Eye would have a featured cover and a featured story, and that would be in number 20. Now, when he appeared in the Detective Eye comics, he did appear on both of the pages, the front pages, but he was only the featured story in the second issue. He wasn't like prominently on the cover. He was just listed. He was put there, and then there was a thing below him. But the Eye would be the featured story in the second issue of Detective Eye, and would be the second story in the first issue of Detective Eye. I know I'm leading into this more than anything else, even though I said that there was no lead-in I had for this. Like in the second issue, Detective Eye, Jack Barrister, with the help of the Eye, fights a fierce battle on the ocean floor. And that's what I mean, how it looked like Jack Barrister, when he was introduced, took over the comic book. Because it even says Jack Barrister with the help of the Eye, not that he helps the Eye. And the Eye was not featured much in his last 3 stories, despite it being named after him. Okay, so let's go ahead and cover the first issue of the Eye so you can see what he was capable of doing. It's weird because I mean, time and space means nothing to him. He has heat rays. He can expand and shrink. He can appear anywhere he wants. He flies. He hovers. He has a searchlight. It doesn't say where he came from, where he goes, or if there is a body in which he descends from. Nothing like that is explained at all. He's a really weird and unusual character, so let's go ahead and cover the first issue. The Eye Seed by Frank Thomas. There's no paragraph lead into this like you would get with a lot of other Golden Age stories. There will be some of the other episodes, there will be those. How did work go today, daughter? Ah, that you should be slaving in the office. Slave? No, Dad. I like my work. I like America. We must forget the past. So we open up on a father and a daughter, and she exclaimed that she does not have her life in Afghanistan anymore, and they're in America. As she bids him goodnight, he sits and laments. How ironic. Just a few months ago, I was Edie Matz, ruler of a vast Asiatic trade empire. Now, Edie Matz, unemployed, far away from what few friends remain faithful. As I said, he was sitting in his chair and lamenting. And this is a great little exposition dump, all because of the trust in one man, Islam Harat, cunning snake. Now he has all. I have nothing but Anne. What a fool I was. What? Who are you? I am the Eye. I really don't know what an eye would sound like, but that's about as best I can determine. The Eye explains who he is and how distance and to whom distance it. Time and distance is nothing. So he basically tells him that, Harat was like, I am your friend, Mats. Obey me and all things are possible. I must leave you. There is work to be done. And the daughter wakes up and she is startled and puts on a robe. A scene that the voice would probably like. And he says that he has seen the Eye and it spoke to him. she says the eye, and she doesn't seem to be like, you're crazy. She says, the eye, are you sure? Talu, my old teacher, used to tell me of the eye. He is well known to the Afghanis. And he says, yes, if the eye is contacting us, there must be something happening soon. Now we go over to Kabul, capital city of Afghanistan, which, yes, it is. He is talking to what appears to be an assistant here, and this guy, Herat, is bragging on himself massively. And he says something that the assistant mentions Mats, who, he takes exception to that. He doesn't like being reminded of it. And we see him meeting up with two men. Gentlemen, I have a little job which will pay you handsomely. Carter, you are American by birth, I believe. That's a weird way of saying it. Couldn't you just say I'm American? I guess it has to do with the whole passport issue. So he's talking to these guys, and he wants him to kill Mats so that he may be able to, get the daughter. I don't know if he mentions the daughter part, but he mentions that he wants him to get Mats, and they see the eye. I see nothing. You pigs have been drinking. Or if you make a joke with the great Herat, it will be your last. No, it is well for you. Let us proceed. So, let's see. He gets them ready to embark on their journey. Now, he sends these gentlemen on the mission and says that the one thing that Mats actually left with was the beautiful daughter, which is the only thing he wants. I don't see how, with her father dead, she would just suddenly fall into his arms, but apparently that's what he thinks will happen. Now, he's sending out this letter, and he says the fair-haired one will receive a cable. I don't know what that means. Is that like a letter telegraph thing? Okay. All right. Anyways, he sends the letter, and it's supposed to look like it's from the father. Called unexpectedly back to Kabul. Please follow. We'll explain upon your arrival. Okay. So he thinks that once her father's out of the way, she will come back to Afghanistan and fall into his arms. While these guys are flying, they suddenly see the eye in the sky. And they no longer have control over their plane. Gentlemen, your doom is sealed. No more robbery, no more killing. The earth will be well rid of two such as you. That is a weird way of speaking. So they lose control of the plane. He shoots at a beam, and the plane is destroyed, and the two men fall to their death. Back in Kabul, Herat wakes up in a cold sweat. Blessed Allah! What a dream! Men screaming. Okay, and we cut back to the father and daughter, the Mats family, and the eye is back. He asked the daughter if she said something. She said, no, you heard rightly, Mats. It is the eye. I have returned as I promised. So he has Mats write down a letter and sign it as the name of the two gangsters or criminals that he just killed. And he tells him to send this letter back on a cable. I still don't. Cable the message to your worthy successor, Herat, at Kabul. You see, I don't understand. Okay, well, anyways, the eye disappears, and Mats and the daughter get ready to move in Afghanistan. The weeks drag by slowly for Herat. Now, this is happening over a matter of weeks. Time and space be nothing. I guess weeks doesn't matter. Okay, well, let's see. Mats is dead. I received Carter's cable weeks ago and sent mine off to Anne. The great Herat grows impatient. The great Herat. You're a thief. So he looks over and he sees the ghost of old Mats. Spare me, spare me. He thinks that the ghost has come to take him or some other thing. And he says, confess, Herat. Tell all if you wish to live. Speak up. So Herat confesses to wanting to have him murdered, and there is what I guess to be law enforcement in Afghanistan. I don't know what their uniforms look like. That's enough, Herat. You're under arrest. Police, a trick. Immediate action will be taken to restore your position here, Mr. Matz. Home and again is and all is well again. And yes, Dad, thanks to the eye. I wonder whose aid he will go next, or whose aid he will next go. Okay, I have stumbled over a few sentences here because I don't like the way that they're talking. It doesn't flow naturally. Don't miss the next exciting adventure of the Eye. Now, the Eye did go on to help more people. He didn't have anybody that he continuously worked with, except for the last 3 issues with the young attorney. He was very powerful. The only limit to his powers is anything that needed to be touched in the physical world, such as riding or grabbing something or driving. There was limitations. One of the issues they have in arrows. I absolutely despise arrows. Now, it's very funny. In the last issue that he appears in, they have the appearing in the next issue of Keen Detective Funnies. There was no more Keen Detective Funnies, so I love it when they put things like that in there. And that's basically the Eye. Okay, I hope you like this story. It was real weird, wasn't it? Okay, as you know from couple of my last videos, I was doing origin stories on DC characters. For the month of June, I would actually like to review the origin stories of characters from Timely Comics. If that is something that you're interested in, you can leave me a comment in the comment section of a Timely character that you would like to see the original origin story of. I have a list that I have made up of origins that I've read, obviously, that I'm going to do if nobody has one in particular. And if there is one that you want to see, like what I did with Red Raven, I have a list of one of my early stories of the top 20, I called it Marvel, Timely characters of the Golden Age. And when I did my 250 special, the Marvel Zombies Destroy review, there's also some Golden Age characters that wasn't listed in the Marvel list. So if there's anybody from in any of those videos that you would like to see the origin story from because you haven't seen their origin stories or you're not quite familiar with their origin stories, we can cover them in the month of June. We're not going to go into long details because these histories are known, but their origins, their first appearances are not as well known. So that's what I'd like to be doing in the month of June. If you'd like to participate and get one of yours in there that you're interested in, you can drop me a line and let's make this one successful. I hope you like this. Next month is the month of March, and we're going to be going over characters with Lucky in their name. Yes, this was referred to me. I thought it was a great idea. So for the month of March, Lucky, and for the month of June, Timely. Until next time, I'll be seeing you.